students, in this video we are going to cover chapter 12 of class 7th. The name of the chapter is Understanding Markets. I'm sure you have once visited markets with your family in your life. Market is a place where so many sellers come and buyers come at a particular place and they sell their products and the buyers buy their product, okay, as per their needs and affordability, okay. So that place is called markets. It's not necessary that market is a big building and a very beautiful place. It's not always necessary. It can be a small village as well. It can be a shopping mall type area as well. It can be anything, okay. Just the motto is that buyer and seller come at a place and sell and buy their products, okay. Now with this intro, let's start with the first topic, that what is market. I have already explained you about the basic introduction, that as per the needs and affordability, buyers buy their product, okay. It is a kind of bazaar or haat if we talk about in Hindi. It provides essential goods and services, making daily life easier, because at a particular place we found almost all the needs, all the required things, okay. It is a social interaction and cultural exchange as people from different backgrounds come together to trade, okay. So this kind of beautiful place is called market. What are the types of market? We have basically two types of market: physical market and online market, okay. What physical market are those in which we are physically getting connected with the people, and online market like Meesho, Flipkart, where online we are getting products and with one click the buyer comes at the provided location and sell their products, okay. We don't physically connect, we don't physically visit that place, okay. What is the purpose of market? They help people get needs essential for survival, like food, water, shelter, and most of essential desires like toys or food, okay. So whatever requirements we need, markets are very important. Without markets we would not able to access our required and daily life required things, okay. It also helps us to connect people, tradition and ideas, okay, that what new kinds of ideas and technologies are coming in the market. Next we have the glorious Hampi Bazaar, the Karnataka. Let's study about it. The Hampi Bazaar in Karnataka, located opposite to the Virupaksha temple, okay. This was a thriving market during the Vijayanagar Empire, okay. We already studied about Vijayanagar Empire. Its wealth and prosperity was noted in many foreign accounts. It was a wealthy known empire. Portuguese traveller Domingos Pace described Hampi as the best provided city in the world because of its rich and varied market, where goods like grain, seeds, milk, oil, silk, animals, birds traded. Another Portuguese traveller, Fernão Diniz, wrote of the bustling streets filled with craftsmen making them gold jewelry and selling precious stones, cotton, clothes, and everyday types. He was amazed at the abundance in such seemingly barren lands, calling it a mystery. That means the land was barren, but at that barren land also, there were so many facilities that were provided where a buyer can visit that place physically, okay, and buy as much products that they need, okay. So this was the, so here are two examples that how Hampi Bazaar in Karnataka was very famous of its rich and wealth provided materials, and one more example of Portuguese, okay. Next we have more about markets and how they function. So every market has a buyer and seller, okay, and that's the main function of market. They both need agree and price at which transactions would take place, okay. Okay, price plays a key role in finalizing any transactions, okay. Often the buyer and seller negotiate and bargain to arrive at a accepted price, okay. That means bargaining happens. Customers try to adjust the price lower to make that product available for them, okay. What are the key features? That there is a buyer, there is a seller, there is a price, okay. Price, that is the amount which agreed upon and seller can and buyer can buy that product. Negotiation, that means a kind of bargaining which is based on the affordability of that customer, okay. Next we have prices and markets. So how prices are set? See, this is a very easy chapter. We already know these basic things, okay. We just need to, we are just go through these things so that we are able to understand its importance and we don't just go through these in our daily life, okay. Now how prices are set? So prices are depend on demand, okay, that how much buyer want and how the availability we have, okay. So as per the availability and demand, these prices are set. Example, selling guavas, okay. So guavas for high prices are 80 per kilo, 20 per kilo low prices, and 40 per kilo is just the right prices where maximum services are available, maximum customers are able to buy that product because this is the right and affordable price for maximum population. Over time, the quantity of goods sellers offer and demand from Buyers help set a fair price on that high is enough for sellers to earn profit and how low for buyers to afford. Okay, that means if the price is very low, then sometimes this is a loss for the buyer, but if the prices are very high, then customers will be very low because not all can afford that price. But if the price will be right, that means that if the price will be reasonable, then maximum customers are able to use that product. Next, we have markets around us. So I don't think you would take a much stress to read all this, because this is a very easy topic, and very small kids nowadays use Flipkart, Meesho to do shopping. Okay, so a physical market is a place where buyers and sellers meet in a person to exchange goods or services of for money. Okay, we have read 2-3 definitions of markets in this chapter. This is the most common type of markets, including weekly markets and hearts. Okay, when vendors sell vegetables, essential handicrafts for cars. Okay, local markets with shops and lively streets, vendors offering food and small items are also examples of markets. In cities, towns, large multi-story malls with various stores inside one another forms of physical markets. Okay, so these are kinds of markets, but these all are markets because buyers and sellers are physically connecting with each other in order to sell or buy their product. Today, buyers and sellers don't need to meet in person to make a transaction, but they're trying to say that they can buy or sell from anywhere, even thousands of kilometers apart, using shopping apps or websites. Okay, this we already know that using phones or computers also we are able to do marketing today's time. These platforms are run by business that offer a wide range of goods and services online. Okay, so through online also we can do marketing. One can purchase a wide range of goods online, from books, clothes and groceries to furniture and electronics, like these things. That means almost all the items are available on online. Manufacturer can also buy components online for use in production. In addition to goods, services like online classes are available. That means on online we can also take some classes. That means through online we can also take some services, and we can also buy our required products. Next, we have domestic and international markets. Okay, domestic markets are those which is nearby our area, but international markets are those which is out of our country. Okay. Okay, again with the definition, let's ready that domestic markets are those which are countries which are within the country's borders. Okay, but international markets are those which is other country. That means we are going outside our country's border. India exports and imports. Okay, that means India, that means almost every country exports and imports to also gain the profit and also get the available items. For example, we export to North America software services, we export South America to chemical products, we export Africa to pharmaceuticals, we export machinery to Europe, we export refined petroleum to West Asia because there is not that much availability. Okay, but we also import something through these countries, as you can see these examples. Clear? Now, India was the world largest importer of vegetables oil like palm oil, sunflower oil and soybean oil in 2024. Okay, that means India is the list of world largest of exporting all these oil products. Okay, in 2024 list according to that. Now, most of the palm oil is imported from Malaysia, Indonesia and Thailand. So that means generally we are exporting this through in these countries. Importing is imported from these countries. Okay. Now, wholesale and retail markets. Wholesale and retail markets. So several participation plays their role in smooth functioning of the markets. Okay, so what is wholesale markets? And for smooth functioning, so we use this kind of system, that there is a producer who do wholesaler. Okay, that means there is a retailer and then we are getting with the consumer. Okay, that means in physical market, wholesaler purchase goods in large quantities directly from producer. See, if I explain you wholesaler in a very simple language, okay, then have you ever think about that from where shopkeepers get the items? Okay, so when usually that means we are we approach to the shopkeepers to buy things, but where shopkeepers get those items? Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is shopkeepers are getting profit because they buy the things in a bulk way. That means they in a very large quantity they buy directly those things, and now adding some extra money on that, they are selling those products to the customers. Okay, this is how shopkeepers get the profit. So when shopkeepers and such other persons, both basically like businessmen, buy the purchase the goods in a large quantity directly, then in that case we call that wholesaler. Okay, because the whole, you can understand, whole means it large, and sailor means they are selling those things. For example, what they generally buy in a wholesaler amount, like grains, vegetables, fruits, and often bought to straight farms. These goods are those stored in large warehouses known as godowns. Okay, that means in godowns they store the things. For perishable items, special storage facilities like cold storage are used to keep them fresh. Okay, so that they are in a very large quantity, they cannot be get worse. Okay, they are then brought to markets called mandis. Okay, have you ever read this name? What are mandis? That means in this place a large amount of products are being sold. That means from this area generally wholesaler people buy the products in large quantity. Similarly, there exist wholesale markets for others commodities like chemical, electronic items and components. Okay, that means for those who want to buy the things in a very large quantity, not in very small quantity like in generally local markets customers does, then if you don't want to do that kind of marketing, then you go on wholesale marketing for buying products in large quantities. Clear? Wholesale supply goods to shops and stores, as I already explained you that shopkeepers mostly generally use these terms. Retail sell directly to final consumers like us, but in small quantities, and this is how they get the profit. Okay. Now, retail stores also offer services such as salons, movie theaters, and restaurants. These are retail stores. Okay, retailers play a key role in making goods and services easily accessible to households. Okay, because salons, movie theaters, and restaurants are easily accessible to us now. In some cases, it may be difficult for the wholesalers to reach a large number of retailers because of distance and tariffs. Distributors help to bridge this gap. Okay, it means if you distribute things, that maximum people are able to approach that place easily. In online markets, manufacturers send bulk products to aggregators' warehouse. Buyers place orders through websites or apps and aggregates packages. That means through online also these features are available. Example of Surat textile market, which is in Gujarat right now. Asia's oldest textile market, famous for cotton and synthetic. Okay, what is the process of it? So raw cotton comes from mandis in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Okay, factories weave, dye and make finished final products, sarees and garments with that. By buying the large, they are making it a factory, so large amount of product is required. So through that they directly go to the mandis, not in local markets. Wholesalers sell to retailers across India and abroad. Surat is also the world's largest diamond industry hub. Okay, so this is the entire process. Next, we have the role of market in people's life. First is economic role, and next we will move on to the social role. So, what is economic role? That markets help people to get goods and services they cannot produce. That is, farmers and vegetables, factories, and sell clothes. Okay, so these are those things which people cannot produce. Can you produce vegetables by your own? Okay, so if you can be, then you cannot devote all the time by producing vegetables. If you need clothes, then you cannot stitch all the clothes by your own. Okay, and that much knowledge you also don't have. You cannot gather all the informations at once. Okay, so what they're trying to say, that markets are very important to get all these things accessible. You need clothes, you need food to eat, you need so many other things. Okay, so for that, market is really very important to live in a country. They connect producers who make goods and consumers together. What is social role? Markets bring people together, creating relationships and traditions. Example, families trust the same tailors, jewelers and grocers for years. Okay, that means some families also connect with particular kind of shops because maybe they do good work or have a family relation. In South India, haldi and kumkum sellers buy small free quantities as a gesture of goodwill. Okay, we have some examples of Ema Gittal, where she is running 3,000 women who sell vegetables, clothes, and provide jobs and incomes to families. A cultural hub where people's different communities share ideas and traditions. Okay, next we have government role in the market. Okay, so market works through interactions of buyer demand and seller supply. Okay, this is what the intention of market has. Okay, however, in some cases this does not function smoothly. In such cases, the government play an important role by monitoring consumer producer, how they control the prices for protecting buyers and sellers. Okay, because sometimes interaction does not go so smooth because either the price is so high or the customer demand is so unrealistic. So in such situation, the government regulates the price of certain essential goods and services. For example, maximize price for items like life-saving drugs to keep them affordable. It also sets a minimum price for agriculture products like wheat, paddy, maize to protect farmers from losses. Okay. Next, we have additionally the government sets minimum wages to ensure fair pay for workers. Okay, so these rules are setting so that everyone gets fair access to that price. Okay, for saving life-saving items, we are giving a valuable price to that so that everyone is able to get afford. And next, we are giving importance so that to getting a good price so that farmers who are buying all these do not get lost. Okay, next we have ensuring quality and safety standards. So government plays an important role in protecting consumers and ensuring their welfare. It makes manufacturers follow proper quality and safety standards when producing goods and services. For example, pharmaceutical companies must follow government procedures to get medicines approval, and samples are tested to ensure meet quality standards. Okay, so this process also happens so that any fake or harmful quantity does not sell by the sellers. Now these regulations help ensure medicines are safe and do not pose to risks of common consumers' health. Clear? Mitigating the external effects of markets. So markets can have impact beyond just buying and selling. Some goods are produced in ways that harm the environment, such as factories making single-use plastics that cause pollution and health risks. In such cases, the government step in with strict regulations to control harmful effects and protect both people and environment is really important. Similarly, the government set up systems to monitor weight and measures packaging product to ensure correct quantity provided as stated on the land. Okay, so what government are doing which normal citizens cannot do to manage all these things in a large scale. Okay, so for this government is important to involve in this matter. They check that if the selling items are really good or not causing any kind of health risk to the sellers, like medicines and all, and also they are also monitoring the weights and measures of the packaging product. Okay, so that they are able to maintain strict regulations to unwanted and wrong things which are selling by sellers. Clear? Okay, government create rules to ensure fair market practices. Clear? Next we have providing public goods. So producers create, sell goods, sell, earn profits. However, some goods and services like public parks, roads, policies are not meant for profit. They are essential for public welfare. So the government provides as part of citizens' right to basic services. Okay, so to provide basic services to everyone if someone is very poor or some other conditions it can be. So for public parks and roads are manufactured for public welfare. Next we have how can consumers assess the quality of products and services. So markets offer consumers a wide range of goods and services, but how do consumers decide what to buy? So consumers can check certification marks like FSSAI for food, ISI for industrial products, and AGMRK for agriculture goods. Reading labels, verify expiry dates, and looking at customer reviews help ensure that they buy safe and good quality products. Okay, so this is a way that a person can buy good quality product and not the fake one randomly. A government regulates markets by setting price limits and essential goods to prevent unfair prices. It ensures product quality through certification marks like these, and government also provide infrastructure like roads and public facilities for smoothen this market functioning. Okay, because a place should be properly infrastructure available on that place where market is located. So all these things are really very important so that everyone is able to access that market. Clear? Next we have certification marks. So I already explained you a bit about this. It's FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, which are found on food packets and on seeing that we can ensure that food is safe to eat. Next we have ISI mark, which is Bureau of Indian Standards. This is found on electrical appliances like tires or paper, which ensures that product is safe and quality is better. AG mark for agriculture product like vegetables, pulses, honey. This ensures the quality of that food. BAEE star rating, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, which is found on electronics like TV and ACs. More stars, that means less electricity use and lower bills and eco-friendly. Okay, so these are really very important things which you can see the slips on the buying product, and you can understand that what kind of quality product you are buying. Okay, so here over this informative chapter completes. I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.